Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Tuesday, November 15, 2022. Match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Toledo vs Bowling Green. On the season, the Falcons are 84th in passing offense as they average 221.7 yards per game through the air, while they are 111th in rushing offense, with an average of 109.9 yards per contest. Bowling Green is a miserable 101st in the FBS in scoring offense, with 23 points per game, while they are 117th in scoring defense, by allowing 32.6 points per contest. Matt McDonald has completed 194 of 310 passes for 2,027 yards, with 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Camden Orth is 18 of 32 passing for 175 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the books. The run game has been abysmal, with Jamal Johnson ranking second on the team with 49 carries for 229 yards plus 2 scores. Jason Patterson, 107 carries, team high 494 yards, TD, Taryn Keith, 41 carries, 187 yards TD, and Nick Mosley, 19 carries, 63 yards, have also seen action. In the passing game, Adu Hillier leads the team with 43 receptions for 450 yards, plus 4 scores this season. Tight end Christian Sims, 36 catches, 322 yards, 2 TD, Tyrone Broden, 28 grabs, 392 yards, 5 TD, and CJ Lewis, 23 catches, 324 yards, 2 TD, have all cracked the 300-yard mark in receiving yards on the year. Mason Lawler has hit all 26 extra point attempts and 8 of 11 field goal attempts, with a long of 45 this season. On the year, the Rockets are 82nd in the nation in passing offense, with 224.3 yards per contest, while they are 43rd in rushing offense, with 182.6 yards per game. Toledo is 27th in the FBS in scoring offense, as they put up 35.1 points per contest, and 70th in scoring defense, as they allow an average of 26.3 points per contest this season. Dequan Finn is 151 of 255 passing for 1,938 yards, with 21 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, while he is second on the team in rushing, with 530 yards plus 8 scores. Tucker Gleason is 21 of 40 for 305 yards with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions, while adding 53 yards on the ground. Jacques Stewart leads the team with 95 carries for 544 yards and 3 scores this season. Peeny Boone, 86 carries, 326 yards, 3 TD, and Micah Kelly, 80 carries, 303 yards, TD, have been involved in the run game as well. Devin Maddox is second on the team with 29 receptions for 364 yards and 3 scores. Jerwin Newton, 37 grabs, 648 yards, 8 TD, Demir Blankham C, 29 grabs, 341 yards, TD, Jamal Turner, 20 catches, 263 yards, 7 TD, and Michael Barkley, 17 catches, 252 yards, 3 TD, are all over the 250-yard receiving mark this season. Thomas Cluckey has hit all 42 extra point attempts and 10 of 13 field goal attempts, with a long of 45 this season. Luke Pollack has hit all 3 extra point attempts and 2 of 2 field goal attempts, with a long of 44. Toledo's win last week clinched the MAC West for them and sends the Rockets to the MAC championship game. The Rockets have been rolling of late with 5 wins in their last 6 games after a 2-2 start to the season. Bowling Green is 5-5 on the season, which is the most wins the program has had since the 2015 team went 10-4 on the year. While the Falcons have taken steps forward, getting pasted by Kent State last week put all their positive momentum from a 3-game win streak to a screeching halt. Toledo has had the upper hand in this series over the last decade, and this game is no different. The Rockets take flight and bury the Falcons to earn their 8th win of the year. Take Toledo Rockets minus 15.5 points. Bowling Green has a very poor defense that is 117th in the nation in points allowed at 32.6, and although Toledo is first in the West Division of the MAC, the Rockets are allowing an average of 26.3 points per game. On the other side of the line of scrimmage, Toledo is scoring an average of 35.1 points per game, and Bowling Green averages 23.0 points per game. The total has finished over in 10 of the last 15 games played by Toledo, as well as in 6 of the last 7 games that Bowling Green has played on the road. Take the over 52.5 points. Ball State Cardinals vs Ohio Bobcats. Ohio played a difficult non-conference schedule early in the season, getting blown out by Penn State and Iowa State. The Bobcats also suffered a loss to Kent State in overtime to open MAC play in early October, so they were sitting below the .500 mark at that point. They have bounced back with a 5-game winning streak to completely turn their season around, though. Ohio has won 4 of those 5 games by double digits, including last week's 37-21 win at Miami, Ohio, as a 2.5-point favorite. The Bobcats have also won 3 games as underdogs during this stretch, knocking off Western Michigan, Northern Illinois and Buffalo. Ball State lost 3 of its first 4 games this season before going on a 3-game winning streak, beating Northern Illinois, Central Michigan and Connecticut. The Cardinals were 3.5-point underdogs in their win over the Huskies and 7.5-point underdogs against Central Michigan. They have dropped 2 of their 3 contests since then, though, including a loss to Eastern Michigan as 2.5-point favorites. Their win came in upset fashion, as they took down Kent State as 7-point underdogs. Ball State was unable to build on that performance, losing to Toledo as a 14-point underdog last week. The Cardinals played a competitive game though, covering the 14-point spread in the 28-21 loss. They have been officially eliminated from the MAC title race, but they can still play spoiler this week. Ball State is 2 games back from Toledo in the MAC West, as it is tied with Eastern Michigan for 2nd place in the division. Junior quarterback John Paddock leads the offense with 2,321 passing yards and 16 touchdowns, but he has also thrown 11 interceptions. Senior wide receiver Jason Jackson has been the top target, catching 66 passes for 755 yards and 3 scores. Sophomore running back Carson Steele has rushed for 1,295 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. The Cardinals have relied on their rushing attack, which has led to 5 straight games going under the total. Both teams have been profitable options in the betting market, but I feel much better about backing Ohio in this game. The Bobcats have a chance to set up a showdown for the division title next week, while Ball State is coming off a loss that eliminated it from title contention. This should lead to a more motivated, focused effort from the Bobcats. They have been several underrated over the past 2 months, covering the spread in 6 consecutive games. Ohio has also had Ball State's number in recent years, winning 6 of the last 8 meetings. The Bobcats have more firepower offensively, giving them the edge in this matchup. Take Ohio minus 3.5 points. The Bobcats were led by quarterback Curtis Rourke, who has been excellent this season. Rourke finished with 362 yards passing on 25 for 35 attempts. He also threw 3 touchdowns to lead the team to a victory. With Bowling Green and Buffalo losing last week, Ohio's win over Miami pushed the Bobcats to 1st place in the MAC East Division all by themselves with a 5-1 conference record. In Ball State's 5 wins this year, they are allowing an average of 19 points per game. In their 5 losses, Ball State is allowing 28 points per game. The defense for the Cardinals has been very up and down. Ball State is giving up 402 yards per game, which ranks 93rd in the country. They rank 49th in passing yards allowed and 109th in rush yards allowed. In 3 of their last 5 games, Ohio's total has gone over 52.5 points. The Bobcats' electrifying offense and poor defense have led to the over hitting 7 of 10 times this year. The Cardinals' defense and rushing attack have led to very few points this year, as the over has hit only 3 of 10 this season. Ohio's quick possessions in the pass game will allow each team to have many chances to score. The over is the move on Tuesday night. The over is 9-2 in the Bobcats' last 11 Tuesday games. I value Ohio's offense much higher than Ball State's defense. Take the over 52.5 points on Tuesday.